right? So I was sent this video and said that I should watch this with an open mind. And I said, you know what? Why should I have to suffer with these three on my own? But I'm going to open my mind to what they might have to say, okay? The title is, you know who this is. This is the Native Land podcast with these three girls right here. You know, what's her name up on the left-hand side who's fighting for, what's her name down there in Baltimore? Nobody else. Only that biatch with money. Then there's the one that said, if you Kevin Samuel to read the sheet, man, don't get behind. But what the women? Y'all remember that, right? Fired from what? MSNBC, if I'm not mistaken? Because there's too much black. And then, you know, that third girl that was down there in Florida running for something, and child got caught in the room with something and someone that he wasn't supposed to be in the room with because his wife was over there. Y'all know. I forget his name, child. Anyway, so we'll listen to this and we will keep our open mind and listen. The title is How Charlie Kirk's Red Rum Exposed the True Depth of America's Racism. CIP, I am approaching this with an open mind, but I sleep with one eye open. I ain't no fool. I hear you. Nicole said, hold that thought. Let me grab a drink real quick. I got water, y'all. Okay? All right, y'all. Okay. Come on, child.
I think, Angela, with your point deeply, because it is our humanity. Andrew, I think what you're saying is just what that policy will impact our humanity. I think because I'm looking at this strictly through the lens of humanity, I hear you, Andrew, that yes, of course, we don't celebrate someone's murder. We don't uplift it. We don't encourage things like that. Of course, because we are rooted in humanity. But I will be honest with you, I do not grieve it. Not for it.
What do they say about, this is echoing. Hold on. What do they say about the word but? I don't condone it, but. All right, Tiff.
This is amazing.
Did anybody ask anybody to wait? What did she say? Hold on. Let me hear what she said again.
I hear you, Andrew, that yes, of course, we don't celebrate someone's murder. We don't uplift it. We don't encourage things like that. Of course, because we are rooted in humanity. But I will be honest with you, I do not grieve it. Not
who asked you to grieve it? Who asked her to grieve it, Beulah? Did anybody ask y'all to grieve it? I'm just checking a poll. Did anyone ask y'all to grieve what happened to Charlie Kirk? I'm just checking. Man, School, appreciate you. He said my mind is open. Let's go. All right, come on, open minds. I love it. Look at us with open minds over here. All right. No one asked us, Tiff. Nobody asked us. But also no one asked Colors to jump into the shit that ain't had shit to do with us. You think she's gonna talk about that? Probably not. There was no need for nobody to jump. Shout out to Kofa. There was no need for any black people to jump into none of this. Remember when it was like a white on white crime? Well, then let them figure it the fuck out. No, you gotta say something. Dragging everybody into the shit. If we could ever, if they could ever shut the fuck up, because that's just not possible, then maybe, things could go a bit better. Maybe talk about shit we should be talking about. Shout out to Cardi B, but we'll get to that at another time.
For a single solitary second that I agree with. Right. I don't think any of us agree, but I'm just saying it's almost getting to the point.
So God forbid, y'all, God forbid, if anything happened to these three girls and somebody got out here white and said, yeah, we should never do anything, but I'm telling you, I don't grieve it. I don't grieve it at all. Do you think any of the colors would have an issue? I'm just saying. So why is it good for the goose, but not good for the gander? Now, I know there's someone that's here hustling and saying, white supremacists, talking points. No, you don't know what fair is. Fair. But white people do it too. That's all y'all hear. But white people do it too. Why y'all be so concerned about white people though? If they so oppressive and they holding you back and they ain't got shit to offer nobody, why y'all keep asking them for shit? And why y'all keep watching what the fuck they do? Why is it that so many people trying to look like them? Allegedly. And then you turn around and say, kiss my ass. But then you turn around and say, but I want something from you. And then you turn around and say, I can't stand you. Then you turn around and say, I want something from you. Is it just me? Maybe it's just me, child. I know it's me. Where
it's like, you have to come out and grieve this. I do not grieve it. Not for a single second. When our disagreement is rooted in my destruction, I do not grieve that death. It was not just Charlie Kirk. I mean, he is not the martyr here. Ta-Nehisi Coates did some amazing thought piece for Vanity Fair, and he did some really in-depth reporting within this thought piece. Crystal Clanton, the group's Turning Point, is his group Turning Point USA. She once texted, according to Ta-Nehisi's reporting, she once texted, and this is triple fact check. I talked to Ta-Nehisi about this. This is vetted and fact checked. She once texted a fellow Turning Point employee, "I hate Black people. Like, fuck them all. I hate Blacks." End of story. One of the group's advisors, Rick McIntosh, published a newsletter featuring an essay from a writer that said Blacks had become socially incompatible with other races, and Black culture is unfixable and a crime-ridden mess. In 2022, after 3 Black football players were killed at a school, Meg Miller, president of Turning Point's chapter at the University of Missouri, quote-unquote joked in a social media message, "If they would have killed 4 more niggers, we would have had the whole week off." So this is the ilk of people who he followed, who the ruling class is suggesting that we mourn, that we grieve. Right. When really we were like, "So what y'all having for dinner tonight?" Like, what?
Again, who told y'all to grieve for Charlie Kirk, Bueller? Who told y'all and them to grieve for Charlie Kirk, Bueller? I'm still a little confused as to where that command and demand came from. Anybody, Bueller? Was that an email that I just skipped over and deleted by mistake? I missed it.
What's everybody doing this weekend? You know, like it was not this moment of grief for us, and I will not be scared into silence around that. I think we have every right, and if not even a right, a responsibility to say, that's it. This is 100% how we feel. I don't know. Andrew, what you're talking about, there is a pathway to a solution, I think. In our politics, there's a pathway to
Damn, he looks bad.
A solution.
No, but not one that doesn't go through our humanity.
This is my point. The humanity piece, I do not believe has a solution. I don't know the solution around that. I don't know that there is a solution, which is why I deeply connected with Angela's point around humanity.
Part of where I come from on this about how they see my humanity, and it's probably built on the fact that I live in the South. There is a polite understanding that we are oftentimes co-located, walking next to, standing in line in front of, or behind somebody who doesn't respect my humanity.
You're absolutely right, Andrew. You are absolutely right.
Believe I deserve what I got and where I am, or would wish me.
Why do you give one damn about what a motherfucker that don't care about you think? This is the part that I don't get, y'all. I have to be honest with you. I could give a shit about what a motherfucker thinks about me here on YouTube, outside of here, the people that I work with, none of them. Because at the end of the day, if you ain't financing me, you ain't fucking me, I don't give a fuck. You don't have to like me. Everybody don't have to like me. That's fine. Because guess what? There's plenty of people that I don't particularly care for. But you know what I don't need to do? Go to them and be like, you know what? Fuck you. I can't stand you. See, I don't do shit like that. But more times than not, you can tell if I don't like you, okay? You can just tell because my facial expressions will tell you, and I just won't talk to you. I will ignore you like the fucking wall. I can do it, and I have done it. I do it in real life. I do it at work. When my boss get on my nerves, I ignore that motherfucker too. He want to hear from me, he better reach out to me because I ain't got shit to say because it ain't going to be nice. I do that shit right here on daggone YouTube too. Oh, you want to fuck around? You think I don't see you? That's fine, motherfucker. Fuck you. I don't have to say anything. You know, I'll do a rant. I'll do a rant for some of the craziness. But a lot of it, I just be like, Keep watching, though. Make sure you keep commenting. And make sure you keep being a jackass because that's what's going to help this channel. Shout out to 40,000. Let me slip that on in there. But remember last night, if you were here, when Kofa said that Black people seem to be stuck or something along those lines, hopefully he'll come through, at the point where Martin Luther King got assassinated and haven't been able to move away from it since then. So it's like everything got to be fucking trauma-based. Like, I can't imagine being so miserable that every single thing that somebody says and does and every move that they make, that I got to say something, I got to feel a way, I got to be worried about it. I'm not worried about none of these motherfuckers. I'm worried about getting my fucking plane so that I can go on my next fucking vacation and make sure that I stream it for y'all, okay? Make sure that my family is good and make sure that I'm able to go to work and that fucking paycheck come through at the right fucking time, okay? If there's somebody that's sitting next to me that's fucking racist, Don't say shit. You can be racist. I don't care. It's not my job to change your opinion of how you feel about nobody, because I'm not going to try to change your opinion about shit. Leave me the fuck alone. Just leave me the fuck alone. And there's so many people that I don't like. I don't have to talk about it. I don't have to say it. Why do I have to broadcast that shit? Fuck them. Like I said, they gonna know. I'm just saying. Whatever. You don't like Charlie Kirk. Nobody asked you to grieve for that man. But no one asked anybody to come out here and start saying dumbass shit unnecessarily when you just started talking about compassion and shit, whatever the fuck she was saying. But now all of a sudden, because it's Charlie Kirk and you don't like him because you believe that he is racist, which believe whatever you want. I don't care about that either. But be the first people to start carrying on when somebody says one damn thing, which ain't even racist. You be all over their ass trying to get them out of a job and everything. Y'all said back to 2015. I particularly, and y'all said me too. Actually, y'all said me too about 2015. And you're right? That's what happened to Cosby, right? But I'm thinking, for the most part, what I remember like clockwork was around 2020 after George Floyd. And all these people was out here being assholes, reenacting, saying shit, being racist. Y'all was laughing and carrying on Twitter. Yeah, you out of a job. I remember that shit like it was yesterday. Fast forward 2025. Now everybody act like they don't remember that shit. So that's for the assholes that are losing their jobs for the shit that they saying. And for the assholes that's mad about fucking Charlie Kirk and thinking that they got to be upset about it. Yeah, I'm talking to colors because I'm colored, as you can see. Again, for the umpteenth fucking time, because motherfuckers seem to just ignore when I say I'm not fucking white. I'm not worried about white people. Sorry, white people. You know I ain't got a problem with y'all. I'm not worried about white people. Y'all be worried about white people. I don't give a fuck about them. No shade. All I'm saying is that we got to be worried about us. You be too focused on fucking white people. Focus on what the fuck you got to do for you. All this energy being put into fucking Charlie Kirk that you're like, I don't grieve for him. I'm not required to grieve for him. People that are grieving for him aren't required to grieve for him. You got Jamal Bryant finally doing some financial literacy, allegedly. You know black people about to be worth absolutely nothing. You got these motherfuckers concentrating on fucking racism and Charlie fucking Kirk. Oh my God, it's exhausting. Millionaires, mind you. I'm going to keep reminding y'all of that. Millionaires. These three are probably, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that they are millionaires, okay? But yeah, y'all out here worrying about how you going to eat, worrying about where you going to live. Not y'all, you know what I'm saying. Wasting your time, not able to find a job, not able to find a better job, not able to get a promotion for whatever the reasons are. Why ain't these people trying to help you, to uplift you, to make sure that black people are not worth zero? And I forget the year, I believe it was 2053. Any of that going on? I don't see none of that going on. And the fact that Jamal Bryant is doing it is crazy, but I feel like that's so infant what he's doing, but it's better than nothing. But y'all keep on listening to these motherfuckers, all right? Keep on listening to them. Open mind, though, y'all. Open mind. I'm having an open mind, okay? Shout out to Med School. Thank you, boo. He said this Messy Rant is brought to you by messydon'tgiveafuck.com. Say it again. And I don't. Imagine living every day of your existence worried about if the person next to you is racist or not. Because trust me when I tell you, you gonna know or not. You can be as racist as you want. Shut the fuck up and leave me all the fucking way alone, including my fucking family. It's not my job to try to change your mind. Be as racist as fuck you want to. Keep that shit to your motherfucking self, okay? That's all I'm saying. I work in a Fortune 500 company. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of racists up in that bitch. They ain't bothered me yet.
The worst. I almost, in so many cases, wish that they could just say the thing. And part of what I appreciate in some cases about ourselves is someone will call you a nigger, right? Or will put it on their truck, or fly their Confederate flag, high, loud and proud on that said truck, to just remind you of where they think your place is. And so much of me has been me.
You hear that? That's what they want. They want the racists to just hold up their racism card so that they can know. And then you'll know what they think of you. care. This is the part I just don't get. This is the part I just don't get. These people want to bathe in fucking racism. Child, remember who this is, though, right? Remember who this is, though, right? I'm just saying.
Muted to that. Like, it's like, okay, cool. You make your way right on back down the street the way it is you live and what all you've earned and accumulated for yourself and for your family. But the place where it is a non-negotiable is when that thing starts to then impact where my kids get to go to school, how they get to experience their education, whether or not they can compete competitively.
So you think that if these three have kids, that they kids got problems about racism where they go to school? Let me ask y'all a question. Honestly, I need all of y'all to answer this question, okay? Decline. I need y'all to answer this question, seriously. If these three people right here, if they have kids, because I don't know, I really don't know, but just say they all got kids. Do you think that they are sending them to, if they had a choice, FDMG or to the Catholic school? Bueller, where do you think they're sending them to? And let me put public school in there. So are they going to send them to public school, Catholic school, or FDMG? Okay. So, Catholic. Why wouldn't they send their kids to FDMG? That's the black school by the black man with the black people for the black people. I mean, I know it ain't here yet. We still waiting patiently though. Because that's where my grandma sent me. I sent my oldest daughter there. I did for about 3 years, if I'm not mistaken, to Catholic school. Child, I was gonna send her to this one school when she started acting like a jackass, right? Because they all act like jackasses. This is an aside. Excuse me, there was a school around the corner. Because she started acting like a jackass when she was in junior high school, because that's when they all start acting like jackasses. And they beat you. You need to give us permission to beat your kid, to like hit them with a ruler on their hands, and then they would paddle them if they felt the need to do it. So I told her, I said, oh, so you want to be a jackass, and then I got to be leaving my job to come deal with your jackassedness? I will send you down the street to this particular school that was a religious school. And I said, keep playing with me. I said, because I'll give up whatever I have to give up in order to pay for that school, so you can go there, and don't call me crying, because I'm going to say, you must have been fucking around. I said, because you fucking around now in this public school, and I would suggest you get it together, because I'll send you there. Then took her on a tour to school. I said, oh, we're going to go take a look. And they start talking about the corporal punishment. I was like, oh, yeah. Knowing damn well I won't want nobody to hit my kid. But child, she didn't need to know that. She's straighten the fuck up, though. Sometimes you just got to scare them a little bit. But junior high school, they starting like assholes. Anyway. Come on, girl.
For debate or for football or baseball or dance or ballet, whatever it is that they choose, whether it impacts my ability to compete on the job. And I know that it does, right? Because a lot of these people then get to take those same attitudes into managerial positions, deciding who gets to then join this part of the workforce. But as it relates, I don't want to go on a crazy tangent, but I just wanted to say I'm more muted to their respect for my humanity. And I'm much more cinched in this idea of when your backwards ass, depraved beliefs really about yourself, because I know that's what's at the seat of it all, is the fact that you and I can't compete with each other. We're not in the same league. You're absolutely correct. And you got 400 years plus of denigration on me to have all the levels above. But unfortunately, you've not found yourself in real competition, and you cannot take the heat.
Not real competition, no, not real competition.
But again, if we had to be generous with the word, now you find yourself in competition with me, and you realize, well, what their parents realize is that they're back on the couch. What their parents know is they got the jobs that they thought that they were going to be given off of their quality, which now they're having to compete off of the content and the quality, and they can't pass the muster. And so that fury is really a rejection and a reflection of the fact that they are not prepared for this moment.
Yes, they're not. I don't think they've been prepared for a lot of moments, but I think that is the overwhelming evidence supports that racist, conservative white people, whatever category they fall in, the right-wing extremists, MAGA, whatever.
So racist, conservatives, MAGA, right extremists, it's all the same, y'all. Y'all are all the same, and you're all racist. Shout out all the racists in the chat.
You want to call them. The truth is they do not believe in themselves enough. Because if they believe in themselves enough, they would not have to keep the playing field so seesaw, so lopsided. Exactly. And so because they don't, well, we have so much belief in ourselves, we can look at this lopsided playing field and say, watch me hurdle every one of these mother, and I'm gonna go well beyond. I'm gonna reach depths that they have not even thought about. And that is something that they find infuriating, that they cannot coexist with, and they respond in violence. And the thing I would say about this violence that's so scary is I watched the video.
The violence, the violence, y'all, that's so scary. Now, when we talk about the crime is down, which equates to violence, then we're, white supremacists. Okay? Don't forget that. But they can talk about it, right? Because they focusing on white people, right? And what they do, which is fine. Focus on what you want to do. How you going to change them? How you going to change them? I'm more concerned with this over here instead of that over there. Because remember, it was white on white crime that they was crying out. White on white crime, it's not our business. And yet somehow, some way, got into that business. Still talking about it. You heard him say disproportionately. Child, shout out to disproportionately affected.
Video of him getting shot through the neck more times than I care to admit in fear, because that shot was precise.
So they didn't look at it from any expert's point of view. They're just like, oh, the person just had a great shot. So they don't know about the vest, the ricochet. Okay. Good research, y'all. Good research.
It just made me sick. I was terrified watching that because we all speak publicly. And what frightened me about it is in the immediate aftermath, it was almost a whisper of go seek revenge, you guys.
Yeah.
Like go out and whoever did this.
That was on Bullhorn.
You're
That's
right.
what I'm saying. It was on every social post.
Well, I
were so from the highest levels of government.
That's what I mean.
That it was a permission structure.
That was loud. That was loud.
Right.
Even from Donald Trump's Truth Social.
No doubt about it.
Let's pull the post.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
And when people say they weren't mourning and we weren't mourning and grieving, I was mourning and grieving.
They followed the orders, right? Because otherwise, HBCUs would not have had to close.
But what you were mourning and grieving.
So I'm mourning and grieving.
Did anybody ever see anything that said that when the HBCUs had their shutdowns or whatever the fuck they did, their lockdowns or whatever, that it was somebody from the Charlie Kirk team or the MAGAs and whatever that called in there? I didn't see one thing, not even on the blogs, not one thing from any news broadcast that anybody could prove that that's where it came from. It just kind of just was like, everybody got to be on lockdown. And then all of a sudden, quietly, it all went away. No follow-up, no looking into, no letting us know where it came from. So you're telling me that they couldn't, what is it called? What do you do to the phone call? Trace the phone call to where it came from, to get back to anything, to ghost, mute, nothing. Ain't that interesting? But, child, if they said that's what it was, if they said that it was them, as soon as this happened, it was like, oh, go delete all the Negroes. That's what they just said, basically.
Grieving our ability to, it feels like there are pieces of our freedom that are being dismantled every single day, sometimes by that.
Y'all getting your freedoms dismantled every single day, Bueller. Talking to colors. Y'all getting your freedom. Are we slaves yet? Remember, who said that? Ricky? Was it Ricky? Said that y'all about to be enslaved again? Anybody, Bueller? Anybody say anything? Anybody a slave yet? Bueller? Just checking. Anybody in chains? Oh, said in chains. Remember that? Anybody? Bueller? All right, just checking.
Hour. So not grieving someone who's caused pain, but grieving what is going to be the repercussions on us and our freedoms as a result of how they began to frame this narrative. And even now, as soon as they found out that little white boy killed him, it was prayers up for him. Before they realized that it was not a black or brown person, they were on our heads like, we ready to put y'all back in the belly of a slave ship and send you back across the ocean, right? And then as soon as they realized who he was, the prayers up. Now, the frame is about whether or not he had a trans partner who was transitioning in the fall. So they can put it back at the feet of the left.
Which is, by the way, insane, right?
Yes.
Because none of us, first of all, I've been around.
Here they are worrying about putting it on the heels of the left. So what I'm hearing is that these three girls are all for ABCDs, right? And I'm sure they probably think when he said the word GANG, violence, that was a dog whistle, as they call it to black people. I mean, if you want to have your mind this crazy to think that every single thing is about you. It sounds a bit narcissistic if you ask me. If you want to go find something, I'm sure that you can find it. I'm not going to search for them. Fuck that. I don't know why anybody would even think for a second it was somebody black in Utah. I know that might sound a little racist. It's fucking Utah. Anybody going to Utah for vacation? Any black people going to Utah for vacation, Bueller? Anybody? Child, I can't. How long has it been, child? All right, it's been an hour. Let me change this over. They got about 3 more minutes from me.
LGBT politics from my work professionally and also personally, and I would never connote simply a person's identity as an LGBTQ person as being left.
Right.
I don't know
Exactly.
what you were raised.
Wait a fucking minute! Wait 1 fucking minute. This girl, I know this girl didn't just say this.
My work professionally and also personally, and I would never connote simply a person's identity as an LGBTQ person as being left.
Right.
Did they not just say a second ago, red, what was it? Conservative, Republican, MAGA, and extremists were all the fucking... Did they not just say that 5 fucking minutes ago? Now all of a sudden I would never think that anybody that is LGBTQ would be left. Oh, yo, get the shit away from me. No, fuck these. Moving on, because I'm not doing this, okay? I cannot. Let's move on to this shit, because we're moving on. We're moving on. Thank you, boo. He said my mind is officially closed. I just cannot stand this fucking hypocrisy. This is fucking insane. These people are fucking insane. And I have the nerve and the audacity to talk about somebody else being fucking insane. You just said the same fucking thing, but it's okay for you to say it. Now all of a sudden, and you taking, of course he's going to take up for ABCD. He's a fucking ABCD. He's a fucking ABCD. Nobody is saying anything that's across the fucking board about the fucking fact that it, like, just if it is. I know that there are conspiracy theories about this shit. I'm taking it off the table for a second. All I'm saying is that if this person is ABCD, transitioning ABCD and all that ABCDism, you motherfucker, hold on. You motherfuckers ain't saying shit about having those motherfuckers denounce it and decry it and say something and come out here and make a statement. Nothing. You let those motherfuckers get away with any fucking thing they want. Anything. You require nothing to this fucking day. How long has it been? And then we'll say what they doing and don't even see what the fuck you doing because you so badly don't want it to come on the fucking left, because you don't want it to come on Democrats. You dumb motherfuckers will continue to do and say this shit, and you gonna fucking continue to lose again and again and again. I don't care what nobody says. There is no fucking self-reflection at all. These motherfuckers think they right about everything. Everything. Anything goes. To your own fucking detriment, black people. You are cutting for those motherfuckers, and they don't do that shit for you. That's why black people keep losing. That's why you're gonna be worth nothing in 2050 fucking 3. Worried about that person walking by you, that person walking over there, that person over there, because you just want someone to call you a fucking N-word. That's what these motherfuckers want, so they can say, see, we try to tag y'all. We try to tag y'all. Who said that shit? You already know. Just want to just sit around and be like, I told you so, I told you so. That's what you are. That's so fucking childish. I don't get it. Especially if you're allegedly intelligent. You don't see this shit? They're not the only ones. These motherfuckers ain't helping black people with nothing. Million fucking nares. And like y'all be saying, a lot of y'all, fucking racism is what sells. Why y'all so concerned about what YouTubers are making and how they trying to make money? Your pro-blacks are making money off of blacks. and y'all don't even fucking see it. You don't seem to fucking care. And imagine the fact that some of y'all just be acting like it's a problem where someone is legally making money. You got a problem with it. Then as soon as your fucked up kid is in a place where they're not supposed to be, all of a sudden everybody's supposed to have empathy and sympathy and give a fuck when they were not following the fucking law. And you're cutting for them, for the fucking criminal. Shout out to Mr. Lewis. I'm never going to forget that. Shout out to that rest in peace to that man in Philly who was fucking beaten to death by a bunch of fucking kids 15 and under. No motherfuckers got away with it. That man in the fucking ground lived his whole fucking life in order to be taken out by your fucking gremlins. And you want to tell me to worry about fucking racism? The odds are, if God forbid something's going to happen to me, it's going to be by a motherfucker that looks like me. I ain't hanging out in no fucking sundown towns. I don't hang out with a bunch of fucking white people. I don't go to places where I know that there's people who are racist. I don't go there. Y'all just, these motherfuckers, you know why they waiting, y'all? You know why they wait? Because then that's something that they can come up off of. One of y'all send me some shit about the BLM people in Boston, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on.
This is amazing.
Didn't that person just who is this? When y'all send it to me? They just pled guilty or something to fucking fraud. Let me go to Google. Hold on. Shut up. New York Post, September 23rd. Is that today? Yes. BLM-linked activist admits conning donors to fund her lavish lifestyle. Them three girls talking about this? A once celebrated Boston social activist has pleaded guilty to defrauding donors, including Black Lives Matter, out of thousands of dollars that she used as a personal piggy bank. Monica Cannon Grant, 44, pleaded guilty Monday to 18 counts of fraud-related crimes that she committed with her late husband while operating their Violence in Boston activist group, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office in Massachusetts. Let's pause for a second before I continue, because let's we not forget what happened allegedly down in D.C., allegedly, with regard to the person who allegedly brought in the violence prevention group that's supposed to help those neighborhoods that have a bunch of violence in them. And we got to stop the violence, right? And all of a sudden, allegedly, they on camera taking a fucking bribe off the fucking top of the money that they getting paid, these astronomical amounts of money that they getting paid, but make sure I get some, and you go ahead and keep coming back, and every time I pay you, you give me some off of the top. We want to ignore that. Nobody want to talk about that? Okay. The activist scammed money, including $3,000 from a Black Lives Matter group, while claiming it was to help feed children and run protests like one in 2020 over the red rum of George Floyd and police violence. That would be her right there. Great picture, sis. That would be her right there. Founder Monica Cannon Grant, 41, is the founder of the nonprofit Violence in Boston, has pleaded guilty to fraud. We're going to give her props for at least admitting she was doing wrong. We're going to give her props for that, because you know motherfuckers don't admit to shit, okay? Cannon Grant also conned her way into getting $100,000 in federal pandemic-related unemployment benefits, which she used to pay off her personal auto loan and car insurance policy. But she now confessed to transferring funds to personal bank accounts to pay for rent, shopping sprees, delivery meals, that would be Uber Eats or DoorDash, visits to a nail salon, because you know you got to get your hair, get your nails done, child, and even a summer vacation to, child, not a summer vacation to Maryland, not a summer. Child, you in Boston, at least you could go to the Vineyard. You could go to the Inkwell. Child, you could go to Canada. Child, she came to Maryland. That's your vacation. To each his own. She She repeatedly scammed multiple public financial programs and stole money donated by members of the public who believed their donations would aid in reducing violence and promote social awareness. Remember that phrase, social awareness, which was a big damn deal, 2020 and beyond, social awareness, social awareness. Instead, Cannon Grant used donations to satisfy her own greed while falsely portraying herself as a legitimate nonprofit organizer. She betrayed the trust of everyone who donated and the public who supported her fraudulent charity. Shout out to Big Tiff, though. Ain't seen her in a while. Shout out to that Cancer Federation that she created. Hey, Tiff, hope everything's going well for you, girl. Y'all out in the streets, yeah, Black Lives Mattering it up. You better go, girl. You go. I can't breathe. Got her I can't breathe shirt on. Yeah, girl. The charges involve a maximum sentence of decades behind bars, but prosecutors are seeking a far more lenient punishment, of course, with a max of 2 years in prison. Cannon Grant's public activism earned her numerous local accolades, including the Boston Globe Magazine's Bostonian of the Year Award and a Boston Celtics Heroes Among Us Award, both in 2020. The activist and her husband were arrested in March 2022. VIB shut down in July 2024, according to a statement. And Cannon Grant's husband, who was also federally charged, was deleted in a motorcycle crash in Easton, Mass. Rest in peace to that man. And the charges against him were dropped. Well, I guess the fuck it was. I mean, come on now. Why they had to say that? That sounds crazy. But, you know, whatever. Whatever. None of that matters. The whole thing about Black Lives Matter, that don't matter. Anyway, moving on, because I ain't got time.